Welcome back. Markets this morning are pointing to a higher opening. Take a look at stocks. The Dow Industrials are up 141 points right now. Nasdaq's up 32, and the S&P is up 14. There are new concerns, however, this morning about the economic recovery from coronavirus, that it could take the better part of a decade, according to a new report from the Congressional Budget Office. Meanwhile, Goldman Sachs saying that the jobs market is showing early signs of recovery from coronavirus damage. Joining me right now is the former Council of Economic Advisors Chairman under President Obama and the University of Chicago Booth School of Business Professor of Economics, Austan Goolsbee. Austan, it's always a pleasure to see you. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, great to see you again, Maria.
We saw the pictures of Chicago just a little while ago when I had Grady Trimble on the show, and he walked us through some of the protests turning violent, the looting intensifying in major cities over the death of George Floyd, businesses already in shambles from coronavirus lockdowns, now dealing with vandals. What's your take on where we are this morning, Austan, and the reopening of America?
Well, you got two different things going on. Here in Chicago, there was some looting in small patches. Mostly, there were, I think, hundreds of thousands of peaceful protesters. I do think it comes at an awkward moment for the economy. As you know, we went into lockdown mostly not from policy. I mean, the withdrawal from the economy began because people were afraid. It started before there ever were lockdowns. Now they're trying to undo the lockdowns, encourage people to go back out. And I think this is going to be an awkward moment for that because people are going to, again, feel like there's a lot of uncertainty. And moments of uncertainty like that are definitely not good for modern economies where we're so service sector dominated.
So the president says he will mobilize the military if the governors do not control this unrest. You're saying there was a lot of peaceful protesting in Chicago. That's not what we saw across the country. What's your take on getting the military involved?
Well, for business, I don't think declaring martial law is going to be good for business. I think the market's going to be they're going to have extra uncertainties on that. I didn't think it was the president's finest hour to have. There were peaceful protesters outside the White House, and they tear gassed them and flew Black Hawk helicopters at them to clear them out so he could walk across the street and hold up a Bible. I thought that was a little strange. We're going to see how the president's reaction plays out. In the U.S., historically, we don't have a lot of great parallels either on the economy or on the crackdown on protest, what impact they have on the election. I think the Congressional Budget Office report that you mentioned at the top of the segment is kind of an interesting one because it shows to get back to where we were before COVID takes a very long time, but that there would be a rebound in the short run. That would be pretty significant. It would just be 15–20% of where we were.
Yeah, just to be clear, Austan, the president was making this symbolic walk to St. John's Church, holding a Bible. St. John's Church was totally defaced and boarded up. In New York, Macy's looted, Nordstrom looted, fire set, Michael Kors right across the street looted 2 times, Best Buy, several 57th Street boutiques. So it's anything but peaceful in terms of what we're seeing across the country. You may be seeing something peaceful in Chicago, but Dagan McDowell, jump in here because we're talking about a situation that has gotten out of control across the country. It's not peaceful in many corners, as we have seen firsthand on these pictures.
No, there's actually a small business owner who just opened a wine store on my street, and he did it with his own hands. Like, he built the shelving and everything, and the front window and the door were smashed in, not last night, night before last. And he is devastated. But, Austan, this goes to the point, to link it to the economy. You have these businesses, retail in particular, is devastated by this lockdown and in very rough financial condition, with many major chains already filing for bankruptcy. You throw in the destruction of property, particularly with privately owned or small businesses that are already struggling. You have what is going to be a wasteland in New York City and other major metropolitan areas. How many of these jobs, how many of these businesses don't reopen, and how many of these jobs are destroyed permanently? And is that contributing to this recovery that's going to take a decade?
Well, that's not in the CBO report, obviously. I think we're going to come at the end of this month with the PPP money for small business is going to run out. So we gave hundreds of billions of dollars to small businesses for them to keep employees on the payroll to the end of June. And now, as you know, Congress is fighting over whether they're going to extend that money. And I think there is potentially a whole second wave of unemployment that you're describing if we see mass bankruptcies of these small firms. For the bigger firms, the Fed is got some ammunition, but for the small firms, they're going to be in trouble.
It's a very tough time. Austan, thank you. Austan Goolsbee. We'll be right back.